Jim, why did futures bounce on these Esther George headlines that essentially she's happy to leave rates right where they are?
You know what? I do defer to Steve. I think there were some people who felt that she could say, why are we cutting when we should be raising? Remember the firestorm she caused in October when she gave an ill-founded, she gave some ill-advised comments that joined Jay Powell in that we need to be tighter. So she's been the one whom I think has been most, let's just say, believing in most hawkish. I think, obviously, she got. The president does the president make fun of her yet? Does he have a name for her?
Just a matter of time, I guess.
Just a matter of
depending
time.
on how hawkish she wants to be.
Right.
I
mean, the president.
She did say still sees 2% possible for the year. Says think we're in a good place relative to the mandate. The July rate cut wasn't needed.
What? Wasn't needed.
Wasn't needed.
She is in some sort of parallel universe.
You just talked about how great retail and the 70% of the economy is doing.
She's not looking at the German 10-year.
Oh, all right, sorry.
The German 10-year.
Is that the Fed's new metric? The favorite metric is the German 10-year?
I think we have an opportunity to make the rest of the economy, not just the. Well, okay, let's tell truth here. Toll Brothers downgraded today. Toll Brothers was not a good quarter. Okay, if you look at Emerson, not a good quarter.
The ITB is about to break out of a bearish wedge. You saw what Homebuilders did yesterday?
The company, Toll Brothers, average home is more than $800,000. The guys who have bought the smaller ones, the 200,000, 250 are doing well. Look, I think there's enough weakness. If you want to have
enough weakness for what?
Will you listen to me? Let me finish my thought. Okay? You can draft after me. Don't jump the queue.
Yeah, have you actually finished your thought?
The president said the other day, we basically, the chosen one, that we have to get hurt because of the trade war. So I think you want to anticipate what's going to happen.
So you think that rates can respond to a trade war in just the way they respond to liquidity crises, hyperinflation, you name it?
The president's not backing down. I mean, what he said, someone has to take them on. Like, if there is, I mean, talks. There's no talks.
What he said was he's willing to go through, ostensibly, a recession for the greater good.
Okay,
you agree with that?
And that's where I think Esther George should have tempered her comments. Because if you have a sitting president a year ahead of election who's saying basically he's willing to have a recession and it's Powell's job to keep us out of recession, I buy that. I actually buy that analysis. And I am concerned that Powell better watch what the president's doing because the president's saying, we'll take it. We can handle it.
Maybe it's all being done for that exact reason, to get Powell to try and listen to him so he does that, because it's been the one consistent thing the president said. By the way, we're talking about on Monday, he said we're going to, on Tuesday, he said we're going to
payroll tax
on payroll tax and potentially indexing capital gains. On Wednesday, he said, no, it's off. The elitist. On
he's a tad inconsistent.
Why would you listen to it?
Well, because he's still the president of the United States.
Understood, but the inconsistency and the back and forth. You and I both know that in 10 minutes we could get a tweet that says we got a deal with China, or we're going to have a deal. We're going to go over there next week. And I mean, unlikely, I know, but it's
very
possible.
unlikely. Well, I'm just concerned. I thought that the rhetoric yesterday was the hardest line rhetoric I've seen when it comes to China. I bet you even Peter Navarro recoiled.
Here's what the Journal said, the Journal op-ed page today. They really take it. The Journal's op-ed page has been tough on the president in recent days. But today they write, Trump is, quote, confused about whether the economy is strong or weak, whether more economic stimulus is needed, and even whether his trade brawls are weakening the economy. No wonder business investment is falling. You think that's fair?
I think that the president confuses you enough that you're not sure. If you're a big business person, you're really not sure. If you're small to medium size, I had Paycom on last night. They're doing very, very well. Small and medium size. I think that there's a lot of technology companies that are just doing well because of secular trends. But I think that if you're if you're 3M, whose stock is just terrible, by the way, I think if you're 3M, you're not sure what to do. if you're Nordstrom, I think you start saying, you know what, maybe we can go at it again. Maybe we can be a little more aggressive. Retail was good. Consumers good. But if you're industrial, 1/3 of the economy doesn't have a clue about what to do, because I think they're trying to figure out what he says. Now, waste management, which is really a play on construction, is having a great quarter. And that matters tremendously, because that's a good lead.